thank you for joining. I hope you're all having a great night so far. I'm gonna make it better. Today, we're gonna continue the Backrooms series again. And this time, I'm gonna cover Backrooms level 61. Skyscrapers. It's space floating skyscrapers, that is it. So this is part of the Backrooms series that I've been kind of doing. If it's the first time you've heard of the Backrooms, I made a video about it, or you could check out the Backrooms video in general. And so you're gonna be paying off that sleep debt pretty soon as I cover this level. And basically, it's one of the levels of the Backrooms, the creepypasta of no clipping out of reality and ending up in some alternate dimension. Alright, so we're gonna do some mic scratching for the entirety of this video. And without further ado, okay, let's begin on to level 61. So, everything is on the wiki. I'm gonna cover that. So here we go. So level 61 is the 62nd level of the Backrooms. Okay, this level is an infinite cluster of towering skyscrapers that defy the laws of physics and nature, appearing suspended in what can only be described as an endless void with no ground to be glimpsed. So imagine a city without any floor, no grass, just void. The void is the ground, that there's no solid surface. The buildings do not spark strong similarities to those like Earth, also known as the front rooms, but instead they would present themselves in a strange and enigmatic architecture, bathed by an eerie fog, and emanating a strong aura that provokes a sense of fear. Gazing upwards may cause a sense of vertigo, given the sheer light, the sheer presence of these buildings, as well as their height. So if you imagine looking up, you might feel like the buildings are falling towards you, but actually they're just an illusion. Okay. So it's presumed that the heights would stretch towards infinity. The effect can make it extremely difficult for explorers to properly navigate the level, since their senses are affected by the disorienting effect caused by the towering pillars. Although the skyscrapers appear to be in good and pristine condition, they stand on foundations that are on anything but stable, causing them to drift in place ever so slowly. This causes them to constantly shift with every unpredictable movement, further gravitating the dizziness factor. So traversing through the void of level 61 is only made possible by the presence of bridges. that span across the seemingly infinite realm, connecting every skyscraper. These bridges are suspended in midair and are made of steel or concrete, still defying any engineering norms, as they appear both sturdy and fragile at the same time. So keep in mind, this level defies the entire laws of physics. You may have a bridge without any support, or a bridge with support to feel like it won't hold, or give way, but the bridge would still be sturdy and intact despite that. Each step forward is followed by a sense of danger, as if they could fall at any time and plunge into the void. However, they remain the sole way of traversing through the level safely. Still, they radiate an eerie nature with a fog that surrounds them. The constant wobbling suspended in the void, and the apparent stop in time, as if everything around the explorer or wanderer has stopped, all into a standstill. All while skyscrapers and their ominous light coming from inside cast a contrasting glow on the metal surfaces of the bridge. Entities are scattered all along these bridges, with smilers and hounds being plentifully present. The air in the level is extremely cold, and its winds are strong as they cut through the fog and leave a trail behind. Wanderers are recommended to bring warm clothing or to rapidly make their way to a skyscraper if possible, avoiding any entities that may be lurking within the dense fog. In the face of the extreme cold, survivability becomes not just a factor of avoiding entities, but managing the temperatures of which fluctuates without any previous warning, alternating between immensely low temperatures to small pockets of warmth that provide temporary rest. So basically, it's all seasons at once. The skyscrapers themselves are made out of steel or concrete, much like the bridges that connect them, and are populated by large rectangular windows, revealing the interior of the buildings, with some rooms and offices having their lights turned on. Looking through the windows and staring into the inside shows unexpectedly well-maintained workplaces as if frozen in time, defying all expectations from those traveling to the level through level 61. Every desk is neatly arranged, with every bit of furniture organized in places that seem reasonable. Computer screens flicker repeatedly and papers are scattered all around with purposeful intent. So that's kind of ironic, like contradictory on how every desk is neatly organized, but papers are still scattered. Okay, according to the wiki. So it's not 100% clean. Okay, so each office bears the logo of an unknown brand or company, unfamiliar to those companies on Earth, or the front rooms, whose names evoke a sense of mystery and curiosity. It is possible to step inside these offices by locating any broken windows, with it seemingly being the only way to enter, so that might mean that you may need to climb or skid down a building, which could be extremely dangerous. So good luck on that. Stepping inside any skyscraper, and you would be greeted by the cozy warmth present inside. The wind gusts from outside are silenced by the hums of fluorescent light, the sound of computer fans, and hard drives spinning. And the occasional printer spewing out empty papers, seemingly for no reason, as if the building is breathing and rattling its teeth. Venturing inwards reveals a series of corridors leading to other offices, each presenting a different purpose and aesthetic, showcasing a strange sense of diversity, maybe different unknown brands, as previously mentioned. Some are flooded with innovation, others with cutting-edge technology and futuristic designs, and the rest are filled with tradition, classic decorations, and antique furniture. Perhaps there are different companies with different cultures, work cultures, that could be possibly be the reason behind the different variety of the rooms and offices. The passage of time from within the buildings appears to behave normally, and in sharp contrast to the apparent halt outside. All clocks act as expected, despite many showing different times, something that could represent different time zones. Scattered across those offices are a variety of objects, including almond water, Lucky O milk, royal rations, and Wayback machines. Surprisingly, Wi-Fi is present all throughout the offices, though its signal is extremely weak and is prone to failing frequently. Just like you would kind of compare easily to the Wi-Fi from McDonald's, or exiting the level. We're going to cover that in detail. Exiting the level has proven to be an extremely difficult task. Wanderers must traverse through a skyscraper and make their way into a basement-like level of the building, typically found several floors below entrance points. At first, the creation of outposts was considered, and it was thought that the level was mostly safe from within the buildings. However, sights of entities began appearing one by one, ending in the ultimate discovery that the skyscrapers are infested with a numerous amount of entities. Generally speaking, every entrance point is mostly safe, since these are typically barricaded or connected to other offices that have been barricaded. Life within the skyscrapers becomes increasingly difficult when supply is run out, forcing wanderers to venture out in the hopes to find another shelter. Every light appears to cease to function past a certain floor, forcing the usage of artificial forms of light, which can be extremely dangerous since smilers are known to roam these floors. Remember, smilers love to hang out in the dark. Locked doors become an environmental hazard and grow more common as one makes their way to the basement. Crowbars, hammers, and other construction materials can be found in empty offices that appear to be under maintenance. Every twist and turn can easily disorient even the most concentrated wanderers, so it is recommended to mark the path behind to prevent getting lost. This becomes increasingly dangerous as a wanderer is unfortunate enough to be chased down by an entity, as it may only attract more, just like wasps chasing you and attracting more wasps. So entering random offices in an attempt to escape is not recommended unless it serves as a last resort, since entities are almost always hiding inside these rooms. So the only way to escape is to either outrun the entities or enter a room that it is guaranteed to be safe. Venturing outside can just be as dangerous as venturing into the basement areas of every skyscraper. The cold temperatures and the occasional encounter with entities makes the bridges of the level an unsafe location to remain for more than 1 hour. Fortunately, these entities are known not to enter any buildings, with the reason for this still being unknown. Prolonged exposure to the temperatures outside will result from death from hypothermia. As such, encountering fallen explorers is very common, and it is recommended that they are thrown off to the void, so as not to attract any other entities. However, should one encounter be chased by an entity, the best bet is to run as fast as possible to a nearby skyscraper. The bridges are wide enough to easily maneuver from left to right, and most entities will not chase wanderers for too long. It appears that they are also affected by the cold temperatures and cannot risk expending their energy. There are many reports of floating debris making its way across the void. Bridges would survive any hits, but will shake violently, pushing wanderers and entities from edge to edge. And that means you'll run the risk of tipping over and fall. So it's extremely difficult to spot any incoming debris because of the thick fog until it's too late, and as such, wanderers and explorers are recommended to always expect an impact and react quickly. Reaching the basement level of any skyscraper is no easy task, with many wanderers dying while trying to exist. The looks and aesthetics are very similar to that of level 2, with pipes running along the walls and corridors and ceiling, wires dangling everywhere, and each hallway growing more and more narrow the farther one walks around. These pipes and wires are an environmental hazard, since the pipes can sometimes burst under pressure and release just of tremendously warm water, while some wires can be exposed and will shock and electrocute any person that comes in contact with them. Any staircases that go further down are considered to be the exit, as there appears to be nothing below the basement level. However, it is impossible to accurately define which level wanderers will be sent upon exiting. So I've kind of covered most of the info. Now I'm going to cover the entrances and exits according to the wiki. In terms of entering level 61, it is possible by reaching the wrong exit within the darkness and venturing into the forsaken darkness one should have not explored yet. And as mentioned before, when it comes to exiting level 61, exiting is only possible by reaching the basement level and walking down a set of stairs for a long amount of time. And patience will reward you with a warm stay at a hotel, but your disrespect will be met with consequences should you ever return back. And as mentioned before, there's no information of what level he might be sent to. So that is level 61, explained in ASMR format. The source is in the description. The wiki has all of the information. So, I hope you did get your ASMR tingles by now. You should be fallen asleep. So hopefully this video makes you koosh, pay off your sleep debt, and set your balance of your sleep credit card to 0 hours. That's my goal for this channel. That's paying everybody's sleep debt through ASMR tingles. So there is an option to hype this video if you have watched it within 7 days of me uploading the video. I'd like at least 3 hypes. That will be awesome. You guys and girls are super awesome, and it's good to see you come back, and I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna come back for another video, but anyways, I'm going to sleep. Have a great night, and peace out.